Sure, it's nice to see actors starring in roles they were almost destined to play. Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, but sometimes an actor only has a shot at an iconic role after someone else turns it down. Although everything worked out in the way it was supposed to in the end, we still can't help wondering what could have been if these actors didn't say no.
No! No! No!
Number 1. Thomas Jane as Don Draper. When we think of Mad Men, we think of the dashing and duplicitous Jon Hamm. But Hamm told Marc Maron on the WTF podcast back in 2011 that the role which gave him his break almost went to someone else.
They went to Thomas Jane for it, and they were told that Thomas Jane does not do television.
Whether or not that's true, Jane later did take a regular television role starring on HBO's Hung for 3 seasons. Number 2. Matthew Broderick and John Cusack as Walter White. After earning sitcom fame in Malcolm in the Middle, Bryan Cranston made a huge career leap when he was cast as science teacher turned meth kingpin Walter White on Breaking Bad. While show creator Vince Gilligan always wanted Cranston, The Hollywood Reporter revealed that AMC wasn't interested. Instead, the network wanted Matthew Broderick or John Cusack to take on the lead role. Luckily for Cranston, both baby-faced actors passed, and after execs saw Cranston's dramatic work in The X-Files, everyone was on board. Or else. Number 3. Emily Blunt as Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson totally and literally kills as the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow. But the role was almost given to Emily Blunt, who had to back out. She's fine with it though, as she explained to Screen Rant, quote, "I didn't do it at the time because it wasn't the right time, and I was contracted to do something else, but Scarlett has done such a phenomenal job. She's it." Number 4. Annette Bening as Catwoman. For many, Michelle Pfeiffer is the only Catwoman, having stolen the show in Tim Burton's Batman Returns. But, as Blaster points out, the role was originally intended for Annette Bening, who dropped out when she became pregnant with her first child right before shooting started. Pfeiffer had been gunning for the role from the moment she'd read the script, so she slipped right in. Number 5. Will Smith as Neo. It's true, Will Smith turned down the iconic sci-fi action flick The Matrix. Everything's turned out just fine for the Fresh Prince since then, but he explained his decision to Wired in 2004. Quote, "The Matrix is a difficult concept to pitch. In the pitch, I just didn't see it. I watched Keanu's performance, and very rarely do I say this, but I would have messed it up. I would have absolutely messed up The Matrix." Instead, he saved that honor for The Wild Wild West. Number 6. Dougray Scott as Wolverine. Originally, Dougray Scott was tapped to play Wolverine in the original 2000 film X-Men. But after scheduling conflicts with his role in Mission Impossible 2, the gig went to Hugh Jackman, now one of the biggest stars in the world. No hard feelings though, Scott told the Daily Record. Quote, "I like Hugh, he's a really lovely guy. It wasn't as if he stole it off me. Basically, my movie ran over and I had to pull out." Speaking of Jackman, number 7, Hugh Jackman as James Bond. With Dougray Scott, we had someone passing on Wolverine to take on the role of a spy. Here we have Wolverine passing on the role of the most iconic spy in the world. Entertainment Weekly reports that Jackman was considered for 007 back when he was filming the second X-Men film. Jackman would have replaced Pierce Brosnan after Die Another Day, but Jackman didn't feel that it was the right time. Still, he remarked that it was a very hard role to pass up. Comic geeks kept their Wolverine, and the rest of the world got Daniel Craig. Number 8. Tom Hanks as Jerry Maguire. Writer and director Cameron Crowe originally wrote Jerry Maguire with Tom Hanks in mind. Unfortunately, Hanks was a little too old to play the young, upbeat sports agent that Tom Cruise made famous. Hanks declined the project after reading an early draft of the script. Speaking with Empire magazine in April of 1997, Crowe said Hanks passed because he didn't like the film's romantic subplot between Maguire and Renee Zellweger's Dorothy Boyd. Number 9. Pamela Anderson as Dana Scully. Before agents Mulder and Scully started searching for aliens in the X-Files, Fox approached Baywatch star Pamela Anderson to play the female FBI agent. Entertainment Weekly reported that Gillian Anderson was the one who revealed Fox's original choice for the character. Quote, "She was someone who was more familiar to them in terms of what was on TV at the time. They were looking for someone bustier, taller, leggier than me." Luckily, Pam passed on the role, and Gillian's intelligent but skeptical demeanor helped provide a great contrast to David Duchovny as Mulder, leading the show to 62 Emmy nominations. And finally, number 10. Jean-Claude Van Damme as the Predator. Believe it or not, the Muscles from Brussels was originally supposed to play the alien hunter in the 1987 classic Predator. Jean-Claude Van Damme arrived on set thinking that he was going to use his martial arts skills to fight a bunch of soldiers. It wasn't too long after that when he found out he'd be wearing a giant silly monster suit instead. Van Damme ran around in the red rubber suit for a while, but he hated the role. After all, it was a hot suit, and the movie was filmed in a Mexican jungle, and he thought he'd be playing a human. Eventually, Van Damme volunteered to body double for Arnold Schwarzenegger in a few of the movie's explosive stunts instead. The Predator suit was later redesigned for Kevin Peter Hall, whose near 7-foot-tall height made him tower over his co-stars, and was only slightly more intimidating than Hall's other most notable role. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more videos like the one you just saw, and leave us a comment to let us know which star you'd most like to see in the role they turned down.